right, ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed with our next panel discussion, which is titled as Industrial 4.0, HR's Strategic Role in Navigating New Frontiers, for which I would like to invite on stage our esteemed panel members, Ms. Nida Khanam, Head of HR, Socomec Group, Captain Vipul Sharma, Head HR, Admin and IT, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries India, Advocate Zaryab J. Rizvi, Founding Partner, LCZF Law Firm. And now let's invite the session chair of this panel discussion, Mr. Talis Rizvi, CMD and Founder, Indian Conventions and Techion IT Consulting. Let's have a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Now I request Mr. Rizvi to please lead the session for all of us.
Good afternoon, everyone. So we have 4 mics and we can hold them. So this session will be a little shorter because we have discussed almost everything through the day. And again, we are talking about building, creating building blocks for Indian economy. And here we are talking about Industry 4.0, HR's strategic role in navigating the new frontiers. So we have Nida with us, and we have Mr. Vipul Sharma and Zaryab Rizvi, Advocate Zaryab Rizvi with us to talk about these things. So I would like to have your views on the role of strategic HRs to start with. Then we'll dwell deep into things that we can talk about 4.0. So we'll start with Nida, ladies first.
Thank you,
And Nida, if you can add a bit about your organization and your challenges with respect to talent in the first round, talent management.
Good afternoon, everyone. So we are a short panel, so I think we'll take less of time, Talis, I'm hoping.
Yes, we need to.
That's too after lunch. So when we talk of 4.0, where we are already moving towards, I think, 5 very soon. So I think it's operational and strategical both. We were working on the operational tactical point at the point till last year, or maybe while till 2024, where we were reactive because AI came in, digitization came in big time. While we were while we were thinking that AI has attacked us, we had to prepare ourselves. So I think that's where the role of HR came in place, that how do we ensure that we are moving into it, because that's not something which is coming in. It's a reality. It has already hit us. So either you continue to fear or you start preparing strategies. So I think in terms of my organization, we are a French company. So we have initiatives which are local, APAC and global. So interestingly, we are heavily investing on educating people. We are trying to equip our people so that people are not fearing of job losses. People are not fearing of that they will become redundant, and which doesn't mean that there will be no job losses. There might be, but it depends on how people are taking up. Because when you are investing in their development, when you're investing in finding out the gaps, and working to bridge that gap, that would help people to be in the game. So in terms of learning and development, in terms of if you say talent management per se, we are trying to work on customized interventions, so that it's not general that, okay, fine, 4.0 is here and organizations are moving, transformation is happening. It is about that. How do you ensure that your development needs are mitigated with development initiatives which are actually made for it? So that's how it is.
So we'll move to the next one, and you come from heavy industry. You are doing heavy lifting as well. So what are the changes and challenges that you are facing right now, and how in heavy industry, how did the integration of 4.0 happen? And what next?
So I represent Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, and in last 7 years or so, my association with Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, I have seen a lot being changed. And I think that's kind of a constant fear which comes from the introduction of technology. From where I come in, we feel the technology is the tool in your hand. How you utilize it, how effectively you built upon the technology, and how you integrate it with the human element. Now, I think the first question, which I'll also, I think it's very interesting, is that what is strategic HR right now? So strategic HR right now is HR with automation and HR with AI. So it is standing together, and it's a very exciting phase because the world has changed very quickly post-pandemic, and I think it was already in the changing scenario. Now coming to the industry which I represent, what changes and how they have happened, and what we find challenging is when I visited Japan a year or two back, I feel that they have constantly made efforts. They have always been planning much in advance for technological developments and the changes which are going to come. So now when we see in our country, and it is a matter of extreme pride that we are talking about it in the forums, we are implementing it every day. We see it, Paytm, we all know it's a successful story, what it is, the banking sector, and in automobiles as well. So now when you go for a car to get service, you need to keep calling. So you have the platforms wherein you get the feedbacks and the mechanisms wherein you can instantly escalate the subjects. So for heavy industries, what challenges we find is the pricing part of it. How do we price our product properly, appropriately, and we have that technology with us to support, but it also comes with a cost. So getting that cost factor embedded into it, and the extra cost which we have to pay with the technology. So the costing part of it is very challenging. Second, as my role, I had HR, admin, and IT, all three divisions. So I always feel I was very lucky and chosen one that I got IT as a part and package of it. In Japan, they say it's general affairs department where you get IT. I was not a trained IT engineer, but with passage of time I learned. And so much into it that cyber security and the kind of surveys we have, the kind of work which we are doing, if I have to say to choose between HR and admin, I'm only doing 50% of my time is going into it, 50% of going into IT, because IT is leading things which are into HR. So it's always important being a HR person that you have to have that technological excellence or expertise, or you can say at a beginner level, you need to know about it. And you need to know that it is there to help. You cannot do without it. So I don't take much time, but yeah, this is my take on it.
Can I add a bit?
Please.
So while you were asking and while Vipul was speaking, so in our organization, I think even when we are talking about IT, there are further bifurcation of departments. So we have IT, we have ERP, IT, people who take projects on that, and then there is a third function which is digitization. So there is a full team which is sitting and only looking at the projects which can be digitized, where you can implement, and how do you ensure that our people are savvy. People understand how ChatGPT works, people understand how Copilot works. So we also are an engineering company. So we have blue collars, white collars, and how do you ensure that multi-generational workforce work together and they are in the game.
So we'll come to Saria, and he comes from a profession where humans can't be replaced. He's a lawyer, so you have to go through them. Chatbots won't work in a proper fashion. So yeah, what are the challenges that your community has faced, and from the industry perspective of the clients that you have?
Thank you, and it's always a pleasure to listen to all the HR and throughout the day there's been too much of knowledge which I have gained. However, coming back to the topic on which we are discussing, that is primarily it is originating from evolution. We talk of change. So there's resistance to change that we have seen. People, entities, they resist to change. That what would happen if certain technology comes, if certain things come up. So, if we go back in history, when wheel was invented, donkeys were worried what would happen. We are the sole in the travel industry, but then donkeys do thrive even as on date, and so is the automobile industry. So coming back to the technology, we industry 1.0, 2. We are 4, as Ma'am was saying, we are about to enter 5, and so on and so forth. In our fraternity as well, right from the top, the Chief Justice of India has talked of AI. We are also inculcating many things into our systems. We are changing, and we are very adaptable to change. Things are changing. However, coming back to the gathering which is amongst us, so we as lawyers, we come up when there is either a mess up done by all of you or your employees. So, however, to what I simply say that AI or various other things which are there, if you face labor issues, you face very other issues which are with respect to cyber security, with respect to other employment issues, the pressure that you have. So we need to be open to adapt to changes. We should take technology as an opportunity for increasing our capability and for enhancing the skill set. Let's say in a manufacturing industry, if 10 laborers were able to produce 100 units a day, with a machine being inducted which can do it in all by itself, instead of firing those other people, reskill, redeploy, recreate new opportunities for them, I believe that would be the way forward, and that would have the human impact, reduce the human negative impact of retrenchment and possible litigation because of immediate layouts and other things. So that's what I think would be my bit on this.
I'll just add to your thing. There's a friend of mine, Shri Rupa. She has started an organization. I shouldn't be promoting it right now, but okay. So what that organization does is that all the employees are given legal support using AI. So you don't have to hire, directly go to a lawyer. First, you can, consult the AI tool, and after that, the services that they are giving is that it can be escalated to a lawyer, where all the employees, it can be any sort of personal cases, not against the organization, that can be routed through that. It may be a check bounce case, it might be maybe a divorce case, or maybe personal thing. So this is also a place where digitization is helping out the employees. Instead of staying away from work, what they are doing is they are getting access to systematic approach, and saving the time and obviously adding to the productivity. Now let's come back to this thing that there is a cultural shift that is happening. We saw internet coming in, we were too engaged with that. Then we saw the social media being there, and now as a result, and during COVID we saw that we drastically moved to digitization, which was expected some 20-30 years later. So after entering the digitization, what I personally feel it might be completely wrong, and you can disagree with that the quality of education that came during the COVID is not as good as it used to be in person. So that is one challenge which has been there. And how do we overcome such things? Like there are integrated models, everyone is selling LMS systems and everything. They might be coming to you every day. So how do you actually bring it down to the grassroots and implement it using the digital? Yeah, you may.
Thank you. I think very exciting question. Now I got opportunity to meet I think a new entrepreneur. I don't want to promote their product, but like something like I quiz you, answer something. So they said that we can interview on your behalf. So how they managed was that they created a platform where a candidate will go through and the question answers things will be there. So then that was 2 years back. I recently met, they said, no, we have created that even if you're speaking, it will stop and then align your answers and align your questions and modify things. But then the whole thing which comes up is how about the human element into it, because you are not going to hire based on the interview which is taken by a bot, right? Second thing is, as we were also now, you can get a legal advice on all sort of platforms that you can get, right? Now, if we are going to move forward, the things which we need to, from a workforce perspective, we need to redesign the training programs. The training programs which have been typically, structured in a particular format have to go. You really have to consider specialized training programs tailored according to the needs. Now the skills upliftment and the skill gap analysis has to be done in a proper order. So once you do it in a proper order, it is going to make some sort of changes into the enhancing the skills of the workforce. Now the training programs have not changed, the technology has changed, the requirements have changed, so you really need to focus upon designing a good training programs. What also comes to my mind is that the workers, it is very important now as a HR, our role is to remove this fear from minds of people and make a technology an enabler, and so they should be friendly with the technology. Most of the time it happens is, there's a conference which I attended in 2022 and I could see scared faces. I say I was very lucky because I have IT in my hand, so I know how the things have been moving, how the things have been functioning. But now once we are talking about it, we already know it, that things are good. It is a tool to us, it is an enabler to us, and we can take it on. Then to the workers, we really need to, as a HR, promote such things. Now, like when we had this sort of codec cameras, right? The old reel cameras change into digital cameras, now into mobile phone, but you still have those cameras which are used for photographs. So nothing goes. The workers who have been working, as ma'am said, the jobs would get lost. So you really have to take them to the next level where they are doing the human element of it. So it's human versus machine. Machine has its own benefits, human has its own benefits. So you take humans to the next level. So the targets will also increase. Now today you are producing 200 units. Now tomorrow with AI intervention, you can produce 2000 units, still need the manforce. And when you still need the manforce, you upgrade them. In IT, it's a particular thing. You need to update your knowledge, keep on upgrading, get certifications. So should be the case with the workers. From typewriters, if we move to computers, so we can also take AI as just a similar structure. Like I can design a legal program for my home rentals based on Groks, right? But if I have any issue, I'll go to the lawyer. That's how the things are. Thank you.
No, we have 3 minutes.
Yes, just to utilize that. So,
Yeah, please go ahead.
so you had a query with respect to education side. So I do take classes in Symbiosis, Noida. So I've also evolved while doing that process and examined that as well. So how things change. So initially in COVID, as COVID struck, everything went online, but gradually we also evolved, and now we have hybrid teaching plans where physical is a mix with your virtual hearings. Let's say my case is listed, suddenly listed in Supreme Court, and I have a problem to take a physical class on that particular day. We have a contingency plan, which is maybe a video recorded thing or something. So with these challenges, we have also evolved in that side as well, and we have addressed those concerns. It's yes, the productivity or the knowledge transfer which was expected in a physical form was not at par. So we need to have that mix of the hybrid thing. So in every sphere, we take those things and we evolve and challenge.
So with
So I
that,
can just add one.
yeah.
You have still one
So
minute
that's
left, right?
for the lady to close.
So I think we were resisting, we were hating that technology will hit. People had that fear. Now it's the time when people have to be friends with technology. So it's machine loving human and human loving machine. It's about adoption to adaption. So we are in this stage where we were reacting and we were working more on contingency. Now it is more proactive. That you have to plan for that era, which you are already in. It's not coming in, but you're already in. So I think that's the difference. So it's evolving that way.
That's wonderful. I've never resisted technology, but my only concern that what I
Never had a chance to.
no, it's not about being forced. I've been into it from my childhood, and when people were not into IT, I was in. So that's one thing that has been there. But where I fail to understand, this is my personal opinion, it has nothing to do with the panel, that we had people who were coding the websites and stuff earlier. Even if you want them to evolve, they can't. The entire thing, there was something called WordPress that came in, the entire jobs were taken. You just have to upload, it's a modular thing. So where do these people go? What technology do you expect them to migrate to? What is the next thing for them? So that is my question, that I'm always concerned about this. Where do these people go? And yeah.
Just 2 lines, keeping timing in mind. One, my brother does it. He is into technical recruitments earlier, now into software designing. So the time he said, no bro, I mean I can write codes like anything. It is the easy access. I don't have to write everything. So now he's spending more time on the customer's queries. So what customer feedbacks have come? See, what I say is the customers have increased from 100 to 2000. So these peoples have been upgraded and they are not writing codes. They are into checking the glitches in the software. Too much traffic for softwares to handle.
Right.
So that's how the things what these guys
Maybe
are doing
software
now.
testing is one of
They have moved a level up. Already a level up.
So that's a good approach, but again, my concerns are not resolved as of now till I see it happening. And we are talking about the freelancers, the gig workers. They try a lot. Some time back, getting these designs was a great thing, and you have to spend a lot to get those things done. These people are out of jobs these days. I can do it on my own. So I'm talking about the gigs. I'm talking about the overall thing. The big organizations can upskill their employees, but an individual generally is a little tough. So not against IT or not against technology, but yeah, some few concerns are there. So with that, I think they say time up. So thanks a lot, Nida. Thanks, Vipul. Thanks, Riya, for being here. Over to you. Asra.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rizvi, and a heartfelt thanks to all our esteemed panel members for their valuable contributions, and we would like to appreciate their valuable efforts and contributions through felicitation ceremony, for which I would like to invite on stage Mr. Akhil Basrai, Chief Executive Officer, Akhil Basrai Consulting. Let's have a huge round of applause, everybody. I request Ms. Nida Khanam to please come forward. Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Captain Vipul Sharma, Head HR, Admin and IT, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries India. And I request Advocate Zaryab J. Rizvi, founding partner, LCZF Law Firm, to please come forward